You do not belong here, mortal. The crown of the sun is a Fey domain. I am the guardian of the crown of the sun. I watch over the new keepers as they meditate in preparation for their time at the crossing. It will be some time yet before I have new charges to shepherd.
He only needed one name, the Carver, like the wind, or the lightning, or the dawn. With his presence, a new age began. The kings of the south stood. They were the lords of the desert sea.
Show respect to the Praetorian.
Greetings. What, you surely ask, is such a well-heeled Praetorian doing here among the dust and brambles? Removing the tarnish for my name and solving the Jotun problem. The old Ragnar has died, and his successor is stirring the embers of war. But he's too clever to openly provoke the Warsworn, so he's attacking gnomes instead. That will not stand. I have a plan to settle this, but it requires someone of both delicacy and grit. Priest, apothecary, and spiritual guide to Jotunkind. The old Ragnar ruled all the Jotun in these heights and the mountains beyond. If this upstart stirs all of them to war, things could go badly for everyone. The Warsworn have their place in my plan, but not yet. Coaxing the Ragnar to show his face requires a subtlety that our local Castellan lacks. Yes, I think you do. First, we must find some new and better enemies for the Jotun. Go into Tyrscotter Mine, southeast of here, and steal the clan totem from the kobolds that dwell there. Then return to me. Tyrscotter Mine is full of the little filchers. If you ask me, they're worse than the Jotun. There's a good deal to be said about them. None of it nice. You hear tales now and then of Jotun guards and Jotun soldiers. I'll believe that when I see it. Brutes! To reclaim it, the kobolds will fight to the death, and as for the Jotun, well, one thing at a time. Overlooked. Ignored. Once I've settled this Jotun problem, my Praetorian friends will be humming a different tune. Grand to behold, but lousy with Jotun and spiders and gods know what else. Makes me think the Warsworn put their blasted keep here out of sheer bloody spite. Their keep is hard to miss. It sits on Menethir like an Etin on a pile of bones. We'll never know if the mine collapsed because of the kobolds, or if the kobolds got in because of the collapse. Either way, it's theirs now. It seems the old Ragnar had some wisdom in that slab of a skull. Kept a shrewd balance between infighting and angering his neighbors. But now he's dead, and the new Ragnar fancies the warpath. But that won't be good for anyone. I am, you see, ranked Decanus. That is above Auxiliary, where I serve my time, and beneath Centurion, which is where I belong. Tyrskota mine cuts into the hills of southeastern Menethir. I don't know where in the mine the clan totem is kept, but it is there.
The heat's as deadly as the Jotun and the spiders.
Welcome. This is Ironfast, Warsworn. Here, you will find dust on our helms and scores on our blades. We believe in action above finery and show. If you seek work, supplies, or shelter, they are yours. This is the Detir bastion of the Warsworn, and I am its castellan. It is a hard, harsh country, well suited to the life of the Warsworn. The Warsworn have been many things. The tale is told on the walls and the tomes in this very keep. What we have always been are bold, unflinching fighters. We have a blacksmith and quartermaster. Both are in the south wing, that way. You need not be Warsworn to take contracts. The board is in the south wing. Ask Adrith about it if you like.
They rush about as if their destinies did not stretch out before them, clear and immutable. Poor fools. Some are trained in weaving fate. It is a knack that revealed itself to me at an early age. My parents were delighted at first, then horrified, as I had foreseen. It is said my attunement to fate is especially keen. I can see the paths of everyone I cross, stretching before them, but not yours. I have come here, for it is here I was to come. How could I do otherwise? I see fate's ends too clearly to resist.
A visitor. What have you got for old Fargil the healer today? A nice spider bite? A punctured lung, perhaps? I trained under the luminaries of Odessa, but I have always found fascination in a live specimen of the medical arts. Have you ever been? It's some leagues to the east. A marvelous city. One of, well, mental giants, if you will. It's wonderful here. They come to me with the most remarkable ailments. You couldn't find a better corner of Amalur to practice the art. More poisonous and dangerous things out there than you could imagine. Though I will admit, Cluricon may have us beat for disease. How I would love to visit. The diseases they have there. Perhaps one day it will be safe enough to go. Beautiful creatures. They're nature's alchemists. Make poisons, silk, miasmas, you name it. Goodbye. Well, what have we here?
We're fighters here, not toy soldiers.
The heat's as deadly as the Jotun and the spiders. Greetings.
Hello, Pledge Shield. Welcome to Ironfast. I'm new to the Warsworn, but they say I have Lyanna's spirit. She was the first Sempester. A champion of sorts, I think. This may be the hardest post outside of Melsenshire. I can't remember the last time we glimpsed the outside world. Might as well be in prison. It's a far-off concern to us in Ironfast. The Tuatha must be stopped. The only question is, how much is needed to stop them? I'll fight if it comes to that.
Polished armor means
Pledge shield.
Now who's this? I've grown so used to the same few drifters coming in for supplies and the contract board. A fresh face is a welcome thing. It's right beside me. The work's open to any and all. When a contract's done, they come to me for their pay. When there are open jobs, and there's good proof they've been done, then yes, I do. I'm the curate of this keep. If you've a contract to turn in, bring it to me. We're proud to stand where we do, here among the wilds. First keep and last bastion, the Castellan likes to say. That's Oda. She's a good sort, though not a woman of words. Other keeps get their work here and there, high and low. As for us, ever since Odessa was built, we've had one solemn task. Watch the Jotun. Hold them back, hold them south and west of Gnomish lands. The quartermaster to our keep, she stocks all we need to get by out here. Anything you need's found in the smithy. You've got Heki for most things and Gavroche for blacksmithing. I'll be honest, he's not much of a blacksmith, but he's all we've got at the moment. Poor little lad. All right now.
The heights of Menete are thick with Jotun.
What have we here? Good day, Warsworn. Would a sagecrafter's services be of interest? Odessa raised, Basilica Nostra trained, and worldly wise, fully versed in the ways of gems and sockets. A great city, if ever there was one. A monument to science and industry. I've got my certificate here with my things. I might have stayed and taught, but my spirit's more the wandering sort. Warsworn let me stop here in my wanderings in exchange for my service. Good folk, if a bit rough-hewn, and no place feels safer. So much art and science to the fitting of a gem. Harmonies, geometries, fine acts of dexterity. I've been here enough to see he's not long for Ironfast. The Warsworn are too kind to say so, even to strangers, but a keep needs a proper blacksmith. May you find your socket.
I'm quartermaster here. Tell me what you need and I'll see what I can do. That's me. I'll sell you what you need. And if you need a blacksmith, well, what we've got for one's over there. The old blacksmith died 3 moons ago. Gavroche is... that boy's barely trained. What do you expect? If there's fight in your veins and steel in your bones, you're war-sworn. If you die before you break an oath, you're war-sworn. It's a hard, dangerous place. Jotun above, spiders, thieves, and kobolds down below. They've always lived in the heights of Menethir, and we have always watched them, weapons at the ready, and held them back when we must. They're the newcomers to this land. They crawled up through the ground from who knows what deep caverns.
Poor old master had but one dying wish, that his prize blade, the one on the wall, be mended. Some days I dream that I'll do it myself. Then I remember, I'm a poor untrained apprentice who can barely forge a soup spoon. Master Braskin took me in, being an orphan and found by the Warsworn and all. He let me live here, began to train me in the craft. Why, that's Haldabeer's blade. It's famous, from the Fey Wars. My old master always said he'd fix it right again. Might have, if he'd lived. Now it just hangs on the wall, taunting me, reminding me of all I'm not. In battle, oh, it's a wondrous tale of how Haldabeer slew his foe. I'd tell, but I don't think I could do it justice. Repair the sword? Not likely. There's one man living who can, and he'd rather eat nettles and stare at the sky than raise hammer to anvil. You can find the hermit smith yourself, up in the Menethir Heights, but don't expect much. Dinwell's his name. Word has it he grew bitter of all mortal kind at the start of the war, but I wouldn't know. I've never talked to him. Master Braskin, yes. I'd endure every drunken lashing anew if it meant I could learn blacksmithing right and proper. Well, don't expect anything remarkable or even decent. Show me what's broken and I'll see what I can do, which isn't much. Been good to me since the day they found me, tucked in among stolen sacks of grain. A hero's sword. Like its owner, it fought and died in glory on the battlefield. Just as I'll die miserably behind this forge. Mind you, I said he could mend that blade. I never said he would. But if you think you can just alter fate, seek him in the Menethir Heights, due south and west of here.